Welcome back to The Young Voter. Today we're going to start out discussing the 2012 campaign, because everyone knows that on November the 3rd the 2012 campaign starts, and especially, of course, the race for the White House and the primaries. And there are a slew of Republican candidates that are perceived could run. Of course, Mike Huckabee, Mitt Romney, Tim Pawlenty, Governor Barbour in Mississippi, and, of course, the most popular and the one people have been speculating the most about, Sarah Palin, former governor of Alaska, who, of course, was vice presidential candidate in 2012, and who has generated controversy since. So Sarah Palin was talking to Entertainment Tonight, and she was questioned about whether she would be interested in running for president in 2012. And she said that she had made no decisions about 2012 yet, but, quote, "It's going to entail a discussion with my family, a real close look at the lay of the land, and to consider whether there are those with that common sense, conservative, pro-Constitution passion, whether there are already candidates out there who can do the job, and I'll get to be their biggest supporter and biggest helpmate if they will have me, or whether there's no one willing to do it, to make the tough choices and not care what the critics are going to say about you, just going forward according to what I believe the priority should be. If there's nobody else to do it, then of course I would believe that we should do this." Okay, well there we have a straightforward answer, if we ever got one, from Sarah Palin, which is debatable if we ever did. So she's saying that unless there's someone running on her principles, then she's going to run. So, to quote her, if there's no common sense, conservative, pro-Constitution, knight in shining armor, attempting to defend the Republican Party from these centrist people, these establishment people, if there's a real conservative in the race, then I won't run, I'll support. If not, I will be the real conservative. I am Sarah Palin, and no one likes me. Well, no, I mean, that's not completely fair. But she is a very polarizing figure in the country. It's generally accepted that you either love Sarah Palin or you hate Sarah Palin, because she really jibes with a portion of the electorate, the conservative, right-wing portion of the electorate, and Republicans. But for the liberal and Democratic side of the electorate, they are scared to death of her. In fact, independents, more so than Democrats almost, do not like Sarah Palin. Independents really don't like Sarah Palin. So, at the moment, a presidential bid would look hazardous for the Republican Party if she were on the ticket. But, you know, who knows? She may improve her ratings. She's gotten better since 2008, I have to admit that. She doesn't make as little sense as she made then, though, again, she hasn't really been talking about many issues since then. I mean, she never really has talked about the issues, just talking points. But now she's just basically bashing Obama and the Democrats and how they're taking over the world and socializing everything, and they're going to take over everything. So she's basically, I mean, she's more, you can understand what she's saying. I mean, it doesn't always make sense, but you can understand what she's saying. Back in the day, back in 2008, you couldn't understand anything. But, you know, Sarah Palin is Sarah Palin, so, again, what are we going to see? Well, in 2012, she might run. Now, there are some other conservatives that could run against her. Then, I guess, we'd have to see if they fit to her definition of conservatism, in order for her to decide whether she's going to run or not. Now, those would probably most likely be Huckabee, Mike Huckabee, and Governor Barbour of Mississippi, because they're very conservative, socially conservative, economically conservative, as she puts it, pro-Constitution. They have pro-Constitution passion, whatever that means. Because, of course, every liberal is out to destroy the Constitution and burn it, and override it, of course. Or any centrist, for that matter, or any more centrist Republican, unless you're a die-hard conservative. You apparently lack common sense and are anti-Constitution. I mean, that's what her quote basically said. I mean, if you invert her quote, that's, you know, what it says. But whatever. I mean, Sarah Palin's an interesting character. We'd have to see if she gets much support. I mean, at the moment, they've been polling her against President Obama. I mean, they've been doing this with a lot of the Republican candidates. And Obama is doing better than Palin in some pretty crazy states, okay, that you would not think Obama would have an edge in. Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, he's polling higher than Sarah Palin, which is pretty impressive. Again, we're 2 years out, but Sarah Palin is viewed unfavorably by a large percentage of people. In fact, in Alaska, in the state of Alaska, her home state, she is viewed unfavorably more unfavorably than President Obama. And apparently this is because, again, she resigned as governor because she wanted to become a TV personality and wanted to have a little more glamour than being governor of Alaska. So in resigning, they didn't like that. There was an interview on the news the other day. I don't remember what channel, it might have been CNN, and they were talking about how she's become less popular since she resigned because they don't like quitters in Alaska, so they view her as a quitter, whatever. But will that help her or hurt her in 2012? Well, certainly she's going to get all the conservatives to vote for her. I mean, certainly all the social conservatives and really diehard conservative people are really going to break for her. But again, that is not the majority of the electorate. I mean, as much as the Republicans like to claim this country is center-right, I would disagree with that. I mean, certainly with the new, with immigration and just increased diversity in this country, people are moving slightly more to the middle, I think, if not the left. Now, maybe not politically. I mean, certainly in these midterm elections, people are supporting the Republicans, but I don't think from necessarily a right-wing or left-wing perspective. The country isn't shifting to the right, okay, because in fact most of the country said that they wanted to see Obama run again in 2012. So a large portion of people that were surveyed. So it's not really about the country shifting. I think the country has shifted to the left, but they're disappointed with the current administration up to this point. Now, of course, we can't really see how upset they are until the second, but what I'm trying to get at is that even if this country were a center-right country, most people that are right of center are not complete conservatives, okay, are not diehard pro-Constitution, common sense conservatives, to put it in Sarah Palin speak. Okay, a lot of them are more centrist. They might be right of center, but they're still more centrist. Okay, and Sarah Palin, okay, is not. It's been this. I mean, people agree on this. She is not someone that many people are comfortable with. She's very unpopular throughout the United States. Independents really don't like her. So if she were to run, first of all, she might win the nomination just because all of the Tea Parties and all the conservatives would be dying to have her on the ballot. At least, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think right now. Who knows, though? Maybe not. I mean, Karl Rove recently came out. Even Karl Rove. I mean, he's a political strategist, so he knows what he's talking about. He's like, Sarah Palin does not have the smarts or the right, the right preparation to be president. Don't run, Sarah Palin. Don't get on the nomination because we're going to get crushed. He knows. Karl Rove. Republicans are scared to death that Sarah Palin is going to get the nomination. At least the establishment is. Now, the Democrats are really hoping for it. There was an interview published in the New York Times Magazine a couple weeks back where they interviewed Obama and some of his staff. And one of the members of the staff said, I don't think we're going to get as lucky as to have Sarah Palin running against us in 2012. But certainly, that would be definitely a lucky break because many people say that she's really unelectable because she's so polarizing. So it's really a question of whether you like Sarah Palin. Now, people might like Sarah Palin. She appeals to a group of voters. But the majority of the country right now, and that's a poll, okay, contains margin of error, but it's a pretty substantial portion of the country does not like her. Okay, they do not like Sarah Palin. They certainly don't think she's ready to be president. I mean, they didn't think she was ready to be vice president last time. I don't think she can learn that much in 4 years. I mean, she could. Certainly she can. I mean, I take that back. She can learn that much, but I don't think she's learned that much over the past 2 years. So, I don't know. I mean, she quit as governor of Alaska, so she's not really getting any more governing experience. She's now a television personality, so she might know how to sort of, act nice on camera, speak some talking points, make a little more sense than she did last time. But I'm not really sure she's qualified to be president yet. So, again, this is the decision of the voters, and we're 2 years out. But just a snippet of the 2012 election as we get ready for next Tuesday, where we'll see. We'll see where we are on November 3rd. We'll see where this country is at that point, and then 2012 will begin in earnest. All right. Thank you again for watching The Young